Good afternoon. My name is Tim Brown. I'm the police chief for the city of Junction City, Kansas. I'd like to introduce the members of the law enforcement that are up here at the front podium here. Frank Papish, KBI Assistant Director. Brad Schoen, Director of the Riley County Police Department. Tony Wolf, Geary County Sheriff's Office. Sean Perano, Grandview Plaza Police Department Chief of Police. Steve Opak, Geary County Attorney. And Brad Clark, Undersheriff of Geary County. And I want to introduce Tony Cruz also, who's the Assistant Geary County Attorney, who's been assisting us also with this case. Operation Adabag is the title for this particular operation. It began approximately 13 months ago. The Geary County Attorney's Office, the Junction City Police Department, the Geary County Sheriff's Office, the Riley County Police Department, the Grandview Plaza Police Department, and Kansas Bureau of Investigation conducted this operation as a part of a complex investigation involving the conspiracy to distribute crack cocaine. The investigation involved the use of undercover officers, agents, confidential informants, and surveillance. Over the past 2 days, the investigation was culminated by the execution of numerous search warrants and arrest warrants. More than 180 law enforcement personnel, including sworn and non-sworn support staff from state and local agencies, were involved in the operation. Law enforcement personnel performed duties from serving search warrants and arrest warrants, the processing of arrestees, and providing security at the command post during this operation. This effort was a massive undertaking and an excellent example of interagency cooperation between listed agencies that you will see on a press release that's being passed about or is in the back of the room there. The agencies involved in this investigation will make a significant impact to public safety in these communities. Agencies, in addition to those previously mentioned who were involved in this operation, were members of the Heart of America Police Dog Association, who provided canine support throughout the day and today for the event. The agencies who provided canines were the Go County Sheriff's Department, the Salina Police Department, the Marion County Sheriff's Office, the Newton Police Department, the Dickinson County Sheriff's Office, and the Osage County Sheriff's Office. Canine units from the Junction City Police Department and the Riley County Police Department also participated. 8th Judicial District Community Corrections provided juvenile intake support in an off-site location and were instrumental in moving these children who were affected by this particular operation into placement so we could try to find proper homes for them. Kansas Highway Patrol was also involved in this operation, as was the Kansas Division of Emergency Management, who provided communication assets to support the multi-jurisdictional aspect of the operation. In particular, we'd like to thank the Criminal Intelligence Unit of the KBI, who spent countless hours analyzing raw data supplied by investigators and put it into a format that was easy to understand and read to assist the investigators. Based on the most current information available to us today, the agencies have arrested 90 people, and that number 90 just happened within the last half an hour. We were at 89, so the press releases may say 89, but we're at 90 now, with additional arrests expected. 54 search warrants were served throughout Junction City, Grandview Plaza, Manhattan, and Ogden. During the operation, 18 vehicles were confiscated, 16 firearms were seized. Crack cocaine was also seized along with other illegal drugs and drug paraphernalia. This particular case has also displaced 17 children who were placed into protective custody. I'd like now to ask each one of the agency heads that were involved in the operation to just take a moment to make a few comments. And I'd like to start with Frank Papish, Assistant Director of the KBI.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. I'd just like to say this, that the KBI committed a lot of agents, analysts, and support staff to this investigation. This is the type of investigation we need to be working, and we do work. But it would be impossible for us to do this, be successful without the partnership that you see here today. And we appreciate that, and we thank you all for allowing us to come into your respective jurisdictions and work with you. So that's what I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank. I'd like Brad Schoen, Riley County Police Director.
Frank and Tim have already commented on the cooperation that occurred that made all this happen, so I won't reiterate that anymore. I just want to say this, that if you're a taxpayer in one of the communities involved here, this is what you pay for. You got your money's worth today. It's not every place you can go and see people work together like this. And if you're one of the bad guys, just know that no matter where you are, you really can't hide. You get on the radar, we're going to work together to find you. That's what the public expects, and we're happy to do that.
Tony Wolf, Gary County Sheriff.
Again, I'd like to thank everybody that was involved, and this has really been a big undertaking. We've worked well together. We've worked very hard together. A lot of late hours and long hours were put into doing this, and this has been a lot of fun today, and a lot of the last 2 days. So I'd just like to thank everybody again.
Sean Perano, Grandview Plaza Police Department. Chief.
I'd just like to personally thank everybody involved in the operation. It was a great success, and I just, again, the amount of professionalism that was shown by the officers, the command staff, the jailers in processing the individuals. There was a lot of tireless hours, and the dedication was unsurmountable. Thank you.
I would go ahead and just say that the investigation began, like I said, 13 months ago. Drug units in Raleigh County, working with the Drug Operations Group here in Gary County, started this investigation, and we're just finally able to bring it to a successful conclusion here in Junction City the last couple days. I will open it up to a few questions, keeping in mind that the investigation continues and is ongoing, and we will be very limited in what we can answer. We may be able to answer some questions, but we will go ahead and open it. If you have any questions
When did
at
you
this
realize
time.
it was a huge investigation, a huge situation you were dealing with?
I think probably late in 2012, about October as I recall, was when we really started to identify that this was a significant ring that was operating in our area, distributing crack cocaine. I think at that time was when we really started to look very hard at this organization.
How can you identify this? What were the signs?
Well, it was intelligence primarily, brought in, developed by those detectives that work in the case, and KBI, and putting that information together, and then, like we said, undercover agents and confidential informants and surveillance, what led us to where we're at today.
Chief, we know your officers investigate all different kinds of drugs out on the streets, but why the focus on specifically on crack? Can you shed any light on the problem you're dealing with in this area?
Lindsay, I don't think it's a secret that what comes along with crack is the violence, and also burglaries, thefts, and so on and so forth. And I think making an impact like we have, arresting the individuals that we did over the last 2 days, makes a significant impact on the violent crime that occurs in Junction City and the property crimes that occur in Junction City. Many individuals that are addicted to those particular types of drugs are going to commit crimes to buy those drugs. And I think hopefully, you know, Junction City last, and I hate to highlight that, but Junction City last year had a 13% increase in crime. So something's attributed to that. And one of those things we think that attributes to that is narcotics. And we all work very diligently on a daily basis to try to make our community safer. And I think we've really made a big impact on crime, hopefully, in the communities that were involved.
Yes, County Attorney.
Steve?
Talk about prosecuting all these people. That's a massive undertaking.
Well, thanks, guys. It's no different than what we do every day. There was a lot of teamwork here, a lot of background. Obviously, something this massive of an undertaking required teamwork. At this point, it would be not ethical for me to comment about specifics, but anytime you arrest 90 people, you understand, well, maybe you don't, the hard work that goes into that by everybody that's involved to get it to the point where it is now. Our work continues, just like it does every day.
What kind of debt and crime do you see this in Junction City?
Well, I don't know. That's hard to predict, and it's speculative. But anytime you take some people off the street that are engaged in this kind of activity, and most of the participants in this event are not unknown to all of us. I suspect that somebody would tell you that most of the people will be recognized. We certainly recognize them. You know, crime repeats itself. Part of our aim is to prevent the repetitive nature of these crimes, and if you allow them to go on,
they go on unimpeded. Hopefully, this will put a dent, it will slow things down, and people will see the impact that it will have in the future.
All your years, have you ever had a bus this big, this many people?
I've been involved in 2 federal investigations back in the 80s that involved 20 and 24 people. Nothing this massive, and nothing with the complexity of the teamwork that was required in this case. The KBI did an excellent job in staffing this, in engaging everybody that became involved, in ensuring that the teamwork that was, the effort that was put into it would be successful.
Bring them all to court in the morning, first appearance?
We did about 60 people this morning.
Thanks.
You know, I just want to say that, you know, yesterday, you know, and many people throughout the community saw tactical trucks going up and down the streets all over town with 12 to 14 SWAT officers hanging off those. There were 3 tactical teams actually involved in the operation, and just to imagine those tactical teams executing 54 search warrants yesterday. Now, the tactical teams were not used in every search warrant, but the search teams made up of rank and file JCPD, RCPD, Grandview, KBI, Sheriff's Office, to move throughout the city yesterday, searching these locations, and having it done by approximately 10 o'clock last night was amazing. And it was just everybody at the command center, which was, as Steve said, was run by KBI. 2 of their guys ran the command post out there, and I've never seen anything like it in my life. And as he said, I've been at the JCPD for 35 years. I've never seen anything like this, and never been a part of it, anything like this at all. It's just the most awesome example of interagency cooperation I've ever seen, and the massiveness of the whole operation is just incredible.
Rest will continue?
Yes.
Chief, did you run into any problems at any of these locations?
No. I think the day, for all in all, went well. We had 1 detective from JCPD that was slightly injured last night during an arrest down by the Lacey Drive near the command post, and she's doing fine.
Can you comment on the nature of her injury?
She had an injury to her hand during an arrest of an individual who then tried to flee. He battered the officer, and he was subsequently caught by officers and was arrested.
During these searches, what measures were taken in consideration to public safety?
Well, you have to remember that that's our first and foremost concern is the public safety, and obviously our officers' safety during this. We want to protect them. You know, streets were blocked off to ensure in some cases the gunfire, if there did erupt, that we could do the best we can to keep citizens from getting injured. But you know, obviously it was our #1 concern. But on the other hand, too, that's what this operation was about, public safety. So you know, sometimes it's always in our minds, but we have to make sure that we take every measure possible to be able to make everybody safe.
Is there an up-to-date number on the number of children who were taken away?
17. I understand that we turned 17 over to juvenile intake yesterday between Raleigh and Gary counties.
You say the ages on those, the span, Chief?
Oh, it was, I couldn't give you those, Lindsay, but obviously it ranged from 0 up to 17. Anybody else?
Were the children in school, or were any of them?
Some were at school. Predominantly they were picked up at home. When the teams went in, they were at the home and were placed in protective custody immediately. When the parents were, in some cases, both were arrested. If one parent was arrested and the other one wasn't, then of course the children were left with the other parent. But if they were both arrested, which did occur in some cases, we did place those children in protective custody.
Who made the final decision to go really big on this?
I think it was a joint decision by all the agencies involved. And obviously it was a big decision because the manpower involved in this, and actually the cost, was significant to all the entities involved. And you know, I've had to put resources on this event, as has KBI and Raleigh County and Grandview and the Gary County Attorney's Office that we could have used on other, but this was just too important that we couldn't not give everything we had to make sure that we did this right.
You said it took 13 months, the investigation was 13 months. Is there something that pushed you to do it right now, to make the arrest?
We just felt that it was the right time, that further on the cases that we'd made, any further investigation probably wouldn't produce anything further. So we just felt that it was the right time and to end it at this particular time. Now, like I said, the investigation is always going to be continuing. We'll be continuing to submit reports, question, interview, and so on to Steve, and so it's not ended by any means, but we just felt it was the right time to bring it to an end.
This jail full?
I believe it is. Tony?
We're following Manhattan.
We're full. Our female population is full. Any other females that come in are being taken over to Riley County and held right now. But as far as male population, we've still got room.
How many people are in this jail?
122 as of this morning, and we've made more arrests throughout the day. And I've been out on the street and everything, so I don't know what the exact number is right now.
Are they bonding out?
I haven't heard of anybody bonding out yet. Of course, a lot of them were arrested with no bond, so there's they have to go through the court process before they can get a bond too. So but we're getting filled up.
What are sentences they can range, Steve?
Depends on who prosecutes them.
Are you going to prosecute?
In state court, for level 1, it's what, up to about 15 years, Tony?
You start out at 10 years and then go up to about 19 years.
If some of these cases are referred to the U.S. Attorney, some of the sentences could be as much as lifetime.
Thank you.
Were these mainly homes that you were searching, or were there any businesses?
No, I don't think there were any businesses that we searched yesterday. These are all residential dwellings or apartments that we did.
Do you have a ringleader?
I don't want to probably go into that right now. That's part of the, the overall investigative profile, and I just don't want to go into that right now. I think the information will be developed and come out later on as to who we believe was the leaders of this particular organization.
How did it start here?
Again, it was Riley County and information developed through intelligence sources and then Drug Operations Group, and in conjunction, the two of those together brought in KBI, and that's when they began working the case. So it's all from intelligence on the street.
So there wasn't a sort of increase in drug activity that led to this, or?
Again, it was just based on intelligence, what we hear from people on the street, informants, those surveillance, those kind of things led us to how this thing started.
Any idea how many more arrests we expect to make?
I wouldn't want to release that right now. I don't think we really know that for sure. Okay, is anybody, if they don't have anything else, again, I'd like to thank all the agencies involved for this. I was very proud to be a part of this. And I know Junction City is going to be a much safer place, as I believe all these communities will be. And I want to really thank the rank and file of all the agencies involved. Those guys, the last couple days have worked their butts off, and I'm very proud of all of them. And just be a proud part of this agency and be a citizen in this community. So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.